perfect. Pies looking to get first hands to it. McInnes got the handball across. Huswaite as they work it through the middle. Allen, his kick up towards half forward. Front position's always going to get it in that situation, and Johnson takes the mark.
It's just become far too easy for the Pies out of the middle. There's just no defence being applied through the middle of the ground for Carlton to slow that ball movement at all.
35 inside 50s to 23 for the game in favour of the Pies.
Had they kicked a little bit straighter, they'd argue they probably should be up by a good 7 or 8 goals at this point.
But you know, 2-quarter time at Box Hill 3-4-22, trailing Sandringham 4-3-27. As Johnson's kick is going to come back. No, just off target.
Collingwood's playing better in the VFL.
He's had an interesting day, Ash Johnson. He's kicked the 2 goals 3 now. Arguably should have kicked, 3 or 4 from those 5 shots. But he's really making that Carlton defence work hard.
So Binns, his kick has been turned over. Steen takes the mark.
It feels like the Blues have lost a bit of the energy that they had in that first half too.
There's this kick. Oh, Johnson again. Not going to be paid the mark. Oh, he got hands to it as Binns. Oh, his kick's been turned over. There's a dacking going on there. Murley's near the boundary line. Ball beats the initial pack. Ginnivan just tracking it. It's right there and it's going to be seen over by Prouts. Over for a rush behind. Doing all the attacking Collingwood start of this third quarter.
And that's been born out of the way their defence is set up to intercept that footy and keep it within 70 metres of their own goal.
This kick is a good one. Fisher takes the mark. And they get some run going too. Need to try and make something happen here, the Blues. Cowan's trying to provide that run, but holding the footy is the result. Here goes Ginnivan. He'll go back to McInnes. Over the top. They can just line him up. Johnson will go in. Oh, look at him. 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's Wilson who kicks the goal. He's second, both in this quarter. And there were no Blues to be found inside the Collingwood 50.
We've got potential for a bit of a bloodbath on our hands now with the way this game is going. The ease with which the Pies are moving it forward. There's just no real attack on the footy from Carlton outside of that defensive 50. When they do win the footy, it's just really quickly succumbing to the pressure that Collingwood is bringing. Getting on the boot and gaining some territory is important, but the reason they haven't been able to do that is because Collingwood is set up really well behind the play. Neville Jetta and the like are sitting a kick behind to intercept that footy. So it's about spreading the load a little bit as well, acknowledging the fact that there is no representation ahead of the ball and starting to get someone there to at least contest the footy so they can get some territory, some space.
You mentioned there about percentage. They're a game behind. They've played a game fewer than their teams around them on the ladder. But percentage is going to be important too. We get to right at the pointy end of the season as Frampton, a clearing kick, going to be turned over. Carroll, his kick smothered. O'Brien just getting the handball out. Now an opportunity for Plowman. Gets on the end of the handball. Hudson O'Keefe just throws it onto the boot. And the mark to be taken by Kelly. He was facing the right direction. Lane goes up towards centre wing. Too far for Wilson. We'll have it tossed in. So at the moment, the Pies being that one game behind everyone in terms of games played in 11th spot, 32 points to 36. They'll be level with their opposition today. But as you say, this becomes a bit of a blowout. That percentage could become important.
Interestingly, the Aquay-Johnson matchup has been switched as well by the Blues. Parks has now got the job on Johnson and Aquay is playing on the deepest forward, whoever that may be at any particular moment. At the moment, it's Wilson. No doubt Kruger will go through that position as well.
As Begg's kick should be mopped up here by Mills. It's right near the line again, but eventually goes over. Durden will do the seeing over duties. Have it tossed in. The beautiful sort of outdoor area, Victoria Park these days.
It's We can hear a helicopter circling overhead for the duration of this quarter as well.
Yeah, the police helicopters just wandered over the top at Victoria Park. Who would have thought? As the ball here, Kelly trying to come through. First and second effort, he's wrapped up in the tackle, though.
Credit to the Pies and just how good that pressure around the footy, whether it's physical or perceived, it has changed the game significantly.
They could have raffled it off the Pies, Jeddah, and pressure mainly from Rusco there. Here's Ryan, Rusco, Tardrew, and his kick is good. Richards trying to get some run going on the broadcast side of the ground. This beautiful sunshine. Carmichael around the body. High ball, Quay got hands to it, and they tumble over like Skittles, and we'll have it tossed in.
So the reason that Collingwood was so easily able to find the overlap there is because Carlton's trying to get the extra to the contest, because that's where obviously that pressure is coming and they're trying to escape it. But as soon as Collingwood get into a little bit of space, they very easily have the overlap and can move the ball so simply. That extra at the footy just isn't working for Carlton.
Quick kick out of the pack, going right to the top of the square. Going to be dangerous. Quay needs to be clean. Can't do so. Carroll trying to clear the area. Lefroy, first grab, not the second. He picked up again. The ball's going to come straight in to Richards. Got a couple of Pies players there. Wilson's going to play on and miss, but the kick's going to come back. So no advantage taken, fortunately for the Pies.
Carlton players not happy with that advantage not being considered as well.
Because it's going to go into the hands here of Johnson, I think. Yep, he's going to have the shot at goal directly in front.
So he's kicked the 2 goals 3. Will this make it 3 goals 3?
We'll find out.
Sitting on the fence, I see.
Well, the way he's been kicking today, you know what, I put it in
anything.
I haven't marked it in the book just yet. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third.
Just.
Went the long way around, but he got there in the end. And so for the Pies, they've kicked the 3 goals in this quarter, 3 goals to none. And this margin is starting to blow out, as you mentioned, Gemma, as we move into the 11-minute mark of this third quarter.
He's obviously making them nervous because they're trying to massage the matchup on him to combat what he's providing to Collingwood. And it's worrying them into giving away free kicks like that one. But as much as he's damaging, I think the issue for Carlton is actually higher up the field. If they were able to put a little bit more worry into the way Carlton was rebounding or moving the ball through the middle of the ground, Johnson wouldn't be nearly getting as good a look at the footy as he is at the moment. So it's a midfield and half forward line problem, I think, for the Blues.
In terms of his prospects of call up to the AFL side, doing them absolutely no harm at the moment.
No, absolutely. And it's been a constant conversation for the Pies.
Here's Ronk. Can he respond for the Blues? Kick all the way to the line. McMahon just getting involved in the tangle there.
He's hurt himself.
He has too, so he's slowly getting to his feet.
May have gotten a knock in a spot you don't want to get a knock.
Meanwhile, Rusco, not sure what you're talking about, gets the ball out wide to Kelly. Hopefully he's all right. Oh no, he's down on his haunches. Inside attacking 50, Liam McMahon. Here's Durden taking the intercept mark for the Blues. They need to get something going. Machete wheel around. His kick will go long and high. McMahon's got to get in the play. He can't get there.
Just a shocking kick forward.
Yeah, Rusco, Frampton. So they're going to use the broadcast side. Ryan, Tardrew, coughed up the footy. Carl getting in there, trying to make a nuisance of himself, holding the footy as the results, and it's going to be a Collingwood free kick.
Slipped over, so couldn't quite do with the ball what he wanted, but full credit to Collingwood for just having that pressure on to create it as well, make the most of that little slip.
Yeah, and that's Ciara, the player who's the 23rd player for Carlton, standing the mark on that occasion. Ball here to Parks. And his kick going long and deep. Off hands, here's an opportunity. Lefroy's kicked a goal. Roved it nicely. He's kicked his first of the afternoon. And wow, it's been a while for the Blues. Just the one goal in that second quarter. That was to Harry Lemmy. That was early on in that quarter.
Yeah, just 6 minutes in. So it's their first goal since then after being, within 4 points at quarter time. So they've been able to break the run of Collingwood. They're still 36 points down, but hopefully this can sway the momentum towards Carlton. Obviously, their kicking inside 50 hasn't been great. We saw that with that direct turnover a little bit earlier, but they moved the ball a little bit better. They weren't playing a straight line to get that ball inside 50 there. And the work of Lafroy at ground level, both he and Ronk have been really dangerous. And as we've talked about all day, Cahill has been a little bit burnt by his teammates despite getting to good position. So if they can start to get them back in the game, it could be a very different looking forward half for Carlton.
13-14-92, the Suns defeating the Lions 11-8-74. That's a final score from up at Heritage Bank Stadium, and the Gold Coast Suns retaining top spots on the VFL ladder and looking very good heading towards the finals as Ramshaw's kick has been smothered. He's trying to clear the area here, the Pies, but this is going to be turned over. Right in front of us, it's Fisher. Handball not hitting the target. Needs to be clean. Mills. This will work out okay.